Top tips for staging a house for sale. In this episode, we're going to go through staging your house that you're getting ready to sell. I'm also going to share with you a secret that I've done that's worked out wonders, and I've shared it with a lot of other people and they've had success with it as well. It's yours now, so let's get into it. Listen, I've sold a lot of houses, some not staged, but as I've gotten into bigger houses, obviously having the house staged, especially you want to make sure your house is staged if it's, maybe you got some funky spaces. Like, let's face it, you get some of these houses and you don't make sense of the space. You almost have to define it for the new buyer. And if you have something that's, again, a weird space and they can't place furniture in their head, most people are not good at proportionately putting stuff visually in their head of what a space could look like. So the more that you take that guesswork out, they could visualize themselves living there, the better. So what I like to do is I like to hire a professional staging company. And the things that I look for when I hire them is I want to see their properties that they currently have. I want to be able to walk them. I want to be able to look at, like, what kind of stuff are they putting in? Trust me, I've seen stagers where they've come in and they've brought some, it looks beat up, old 80s furniture. Honestly, I'd throw it in the garbage. And it's not like you just want filler, especially if you just rehabbed a property. Everything's new and you got some old furniture, which I have seen and I cannot believe it. You're doing that with professional photos. It's kind of like wasting money, if you will. It's a wasted effort. I'd rather just be nothing in there versus having it all done up. So anyways, food for thought. Make sure that whoever you're working with has good furniture and that you could walk and look at their furniture, look at their contracts to make sure you know how much time you have with the furniture. Are you 45 days, 60 days, and then a monthly payment after that? It's some of the things, depending on time on market, you want to take a look at, because if you're having showings and let's say it takes you 4 months, probably should budget 4 months if that's what your average days on market are. So put that in your budget when determining who you're going to work with. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Make sure that the furniture fits the look of what you've created, but also size-wise, proportionately. You don't want a massive couch in a small area. You want everything to be proportionately correct. Sometimes you may scale down a couch because the area just can't fit a bigger couch. So the way I've learned this, okay, just real quick, I used to hire professional interior designers. And what I would do is I would work with them. I would go with them when they pick stuff out. I would ask questions. I would make sure, like, I'm inquiring enough to know, like, why aren't we picking loud colors or a pop of color or whatever it is. They would walk me through everything that they were doing. And I would obviously paying that person by the hour to go in and stage. They're a professional at what they do. They're an interior designer. And they would help me through that process. And doing it enough times, you start to extract what it is that they're looking for, and then you could implement that too. That's something, if you choose to do it that way, you could do that as well. I always just chose to go with them wherever they got the furniture or knickknacks and things like that. And then I wanted to extract why they were doing the things that they did. Again, they went to school for it. I'm not. I'm just paying for it, so it's on the job training, but it's something like I recommend people doing. What else I like about an interior designer is you may want to, especially if you're looking at a house that needs to be opened up or maybe repositioned a little bit as far as the interior goes, I would bring in an interior designer prior to even getting going, because maybe they have a different perspective on where things, the layout of the property, if you will. So having that extra information is great because it's just a different perspective. Again, think about that when you are buying a new house or something to reposition. It could be a commercial building, whatever it is. Having that interior designer's eye take a look at the house and give you a second thought on it, or second opinion, if you will. Before we get into one of my secrets that I do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and let's keep going. All right, so when I started working out of Phoenix, I started doing this particular thing. I love this furniture from a place called Potato Barn. Give them a shout out, Mike and his team, they're amazing. So anyways, I would furnish our executive suites. I told you guys about the executive suites. I would furnish these executive suites with all these furnishings that I would get from a place called Potato Barn. It's kind of like a Restoration Hardware, maybe just a knockoff, less expensive. But anyways, I would go there and get all this furniture. And at one point it was like, hey, I'm doing this house. You said your warehouse is full of furniture. What if we picked some pieces and we put them into our product or this house when we're finished? Would you consider doing something like that? He said, John, I've never done it before. We've been doing this a long time. I prefer people just buy it, but my warehouse is full. So he agreed to it. And what we did is we put up some marketing pieces like furniture provided by, we had a little sign by Potato Barn, right? I know, not the best name, but they have the best furniture. So anyways, we put up some signage around so people understood where we got the furniture. We staged the entire house. I brought in a that designer. She came in, she picked out all the furniture. House came out amazing. Had some of those weird spots that we talked about. Was able to find some key pieces to make that look immaculate. Everything just was so on point with those two things. And we sold about 60 to 70% of the furniture in it. Mike was ecstatic. He loved it. He got his furniture out. People would come in all the time saying, hey, I saw this house, saw the furniture. Anyways, and he ended up working out with the designers too. The designers started getting more and more stuff from him as well. My point being is you don't have to always pay for stuff up front. On this particular house, it took over 6 months to sell it. But he didn't mind. It was off the showroom, and at the end of the day, it sold. The other 40% of the furniture, roughly, that went back to him, that couple came in and bought at least that much more. So it was a free marketing piece for him. This was done, I don't know, 10 plus years ago. Today, he still does this with me, and now he's doing it with others too. So I would approach some of the people that you might know and get them to participate in the same thing. If you have that capability and you have a place like that you could work with like that on it, I would recommend it. Staging, using brand new furniture, another company, bringing in a professional. And in this case, I got a much better look. It didn't cost me anything. So this is a great way for you to be a value add where you could include the furniture in the sale. Everything looks great. It's brand new. If they want to exchange it, they can. So other people now are doing this as well. I recommend you look into it. If you have a local favorite furniture store that you could work with and create that relationship, do it. It's paid dividends for me. I think it can for you too. I don't know, what's highest and best use of your time? I just find myself liking to go to the furniture store sometimes and picking out stuff. I'm a weirdo though. So if you don't like doing stuff like that, just make sure you find the best staging company ever. Work with them. It's all about what? The relationships anyways. So relationship with the staging company, relationship with the furniture store. It's all the same thing. Create good relationships. They'll take care of you. You take care of them. And anyways, continue to grow your real estate empire. Talk to you later.